Here are the cards I keep in my wallet. The wallet I'm using this summer is the Apple Wallet, because when going out in the summer I wear shorts because I'm not some sort of masochist. And for shorts, for some reason, my regular wallets will always fall out of my pockets if I sit down. So with this, I can just attach it to the back of my phone and then it's secure. I'll feel or hear my phone drop out of my pocket usually, so that's nice. I got it in this green color. Then on the back, this is how you take out the cards. You can fit 3 in total. First card I have in this wallet is the Curve card. This isn't necessarily a credit card, kinda. The Curve card is an all-in-one card. It's almost like a Swiss Army knife. You would keep the Curve card physically on you and load the other cards you would like to use on the Curve card. Almost like using Apple Pay or Samsung Pay. You can use any card you want basically, and it will charge it to the card you want it on. I've been testing it for a month now. So far it's worked pretty great. There's been a couple of glitches so far, but I'll talk about that more in detail in my full review of the Curve card. At the moment, you can't add any card you want. Like, you can't add American Express or Visa credit cards. However, you can add MasterCard, Discover, and Diners Club credit cards. And for debit cards, you can only add Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. I'm hoping they'll have plans on putting more later, but those are the only available cards you can put on it as of right now. When I signed up for this card, it came with a welcome bonus that adds an extra 1% to all my purchases within the first 6 months. So I've been basically using this card when I go out this quarter, especially since with the Apple Wallet, I can only carry a maximum of 3 cards. The cards that I've been keeping on the Curve card have been the Savor One and the Freedom Flex. The card I've been using the most is the Savor One card. And if you watch my other What's in My Wallet videos, I've been using this quite a bit. So for the Savor One card, I've been earning 3% back on dining and food related purchases, but technically because of the Curve welcome bonus, I've actually been earning 4% back on dining. I would have used my American Express Gold card because I could have been earning 5% back. However, Curve doesn't currently support American Express quite yet, and I wanted to use more of a versatile card while physically out and about. I've also been milking the welcome bonus and have been putting streaming services like Netflix and YouTube Premium, grocery store spend, and everything else. So normally I would have earned 3% back on streaming and groceries and 1% back on everything else. But since I charged into the Curve card, I've essentially been earning 4% on streaming and groceries and 2% on everything else. And I've just been putting streaming services but not my entertainment spend like other quarters, because for this quarter, the Chase Freedom Flex earns 5% back at movie theaters and at live entertainment. So again, just like the Savor One card, essentially I've been earning back a total of 6%. And for this quarter, what's really nice about the Freedom Flex is you'll get 5% at gas stations and car rentals. So I've also been able to earn 6% at those as well. So the Curve card has been pretty useful for me this quarter. Then the next card I have is of course my handy dandy Charles Schwab debit card. I haven't went to farmers markets too much this quarter, but one thing I've used this debit card for is I was going to visit my brother-in-law for his birthday, but up until the very last minute, I forgot I didn't pick up any cash. Even though my wife kept reminding me all week, I just forgot. So I actually used this at an airport to go get some cash at an ATM near my gate. Looked like a Korean's bank ATM. I didn't recognize the bank, but it didn't matter because with the Charles Schwab debit card, I can get cash from any ATM I want, even if it's not a US based bank, and I'll get all the fees reimbursed back at the end of the month. So that's been very useful in emergency situations. And then the last card I have isn't a credit card or a debit card, but you know I still have to keep this on me, my physical driver's license. I'm actually moving to Kentucky soon, and I saw in Kentucky they're going to try to implement the virtual license, so hopefully I won't have to keep my driver's license on me anymore. But as of right now, if I want to buy alcohol, I'll have to keep this on me. And yeah, those were the cards I have in my wallet this quarter. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later.